welcome back to Let's Play Omori. Last time, ownership of the Last Resort got handed over to Hiro, and as you can see, he's been added to the Hall of Executives, I guess. But yeah, he's alongside these esteemed fellows now. Practically part of the Jawson family at this point. Anyway, like I said in the last video, Hiro becoming the owner of Last Resort actually does not open up as much as you'd expect. You can get a lot of, well, not a lot, but most of the workers here will have new dialogue reflecting the fact that Hiro is the owner of this place. We've already talked to these guys. These guys do not have new dialogue. But many of the gators around here will say something regarding Hiro. Now, the reason we're coming this way is because... yeah, it was kind of inevitable. Hiro was really the one running this place. We can live with that. Yeah, let's make some statues. 3,000 clams isn't bad. For a statue, compared to the drawings that Rococo's been making, sounds like a deal to me. But yeah, we can pay this guy to make statues for everybody. And of course, we're going to start with Omori, because, well, he's the main character. So he just, much like Rococo, a bit of time passes. Honestly, I think you can just take Pluto's space line to a different area and then come back and he'll be done with it. And we will have statues. But yeah, most of the Gator guys say something to that effect, just acknowledging that Hiro is the boss now, and that's really the only thing that changes as far as what you can do around Last Resort. I was about to say that was the only major thing that changes, but not quite, because there is a rather prominent change that we'll be seeing as soon as we enter the casino floor. Let's just head to the front. And you will notice that Nose Goes, Sean, Ren, and indeed, if you look around for everybody, all of the playground residents have gone. They are no longer working here, and they have returned to the playground. You probably noticed that Neb was also missing, if you remembered him being there on the construction site. So yeah, that's just cleared out completely. All of the playground residents have returned to the playground, and I believe at this point, although I haven't actually tested this, if there were any quests that you hadn't completed in the playground, and you know the kids were gone and you couldn't do them anymore, you should be able to do them now. Not that any of them would be particularly useful at this point. Now, I made note in the last videos that we had not actually paid the tolls. I wanted to make specific note of that because once Hiro becomes the boss, the toll roads open up for you. You don't have to pay anything. So yeah, if you're planning to go this route, probably best that you just don't pay those tolls at all, because you will actually need quite a bit of money, and you know, it's like 10,000 clams that we don't need to spend just to get past all these tolls. Now, there's a new guy. This is the big reason I want to head this way instead of taking the toilet to Deeper Well. This guy is the hitchhiker. A little creepy. Dark Void. If you remember way back when we fought Kite Kid and we talked to him after, he made a reference to the Dark Void. The Abyss, huh? Now, normally we can't get past the end of the highway, but the hitchhiker, he will take us there if we want him to. I want to save that for the end of the video for a very particular reason, which will probably be apparent as soon as I actually activate the thing that causes it, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, I'm just going to cut ahead to when we reach Humphrey and Deeper Well, so meet you there. Alright, and here we are. Figured I'd spare you another... Whoa, sorry, my throat's really backed up today. Figured I'd spare you another trip through Deeper Well, considering we saw enough of that in the last video. But hey, here's Humphrey, and he's got a light bulb over his head, you know what that means. Anyways, he's rested, he doesn't have indigestion from Sweetheart anymore, but he's still hungry. We're not gonna hop in his mouth while he's hungry, that'd not go so well. But because we have our giant check. Oh, absolutely, Humphrey. We don't really have much else to use it on. I mean, we could use it on Rococo, but who would do that? I would much rather slaughter Squizzards for an hour than give him a giant check. And because that was worth 1,000,000 clams, it has satiated Humphrey. Alright, And everything should be back to normal in his stomach. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, we'll find out momentarily. But now we can enter Humphrey and he won't try to kill us. Or at least we're not going to stick around long enough for him to get the idea to attempt it. Alright. First order of business is to take the elevator. We're going to be checking out a lot of different things in Humphrey today, although we're not actually going to be doing too much. I want to save this for after we complete the Abyss because, well, the rewards we get for completing the Abyss will be very helpful for doing the things inside of Humphrey. However, like I said, there's a very particular reason why I want to save Abyss for the end of the video, so I want to get to this stuff first just to show it off, and then we can cut around when it's time to actually address it. And, as you can see, it's Sweetheart. And who is this? Why, it's Perfect Heart, Sweetheart's perfect clone. So perfect, in fact, she seems to have subjugated the actual Sweetheart. Oh yeah, let's give her a compliment. I'm sure she loves it. And now, she is known as Sweetheart. Well, it's nice that somebody finally put her in her place, in a non-violent way too. Seems like this one will actually stick. Her head's a bit too hard for violence to get through to her. But, looks like here's Molly. She's seen better days. Well, yeah, I know how that can be. Scrap metal from the Wormbots? We should be able to manage that. And that is basically the setup for most of what we're going to be doing in Humphrey today. The slime girls are decapitated, but it's their bodies that are missing, so we have to go around and get them materials to make new ones. Some of these materials will be rather gross. Hey, Marina. Yeah, always look on the bright side. Yeah, let bygones be bygones. I mean, we've basically resolved the issue already. Alright, murder some lab rats, get rat meat for Marina. Sounds good to me. Over here, we have Marina's attempt at cloning Sweetheart. This is Mutant Heart. And nah, let's not fight her, let's pet her. Too bad we couldn't get another good dog achievement for that. But yes, that we can fight every single one of the Sweetheart clones. We have not yet seen Roboheart, Molly's attempt at it. Roboheart is located in a different location to Humphrey, though it is still inside Humphrey. Now, Roboheart and Mutant Heart, they are relatively easy fights. Roboheart especially is actually kind of a joke. Mutant Heart is something of a puzzle fight, much like Space Ex-Husband. Perfect Heart, on the other hand, well, we'll get to her when we get to her, but we're definitely saving her for last. We're also saving her for level 50. I gotta say, they're all taking this decapitation thing in stride. Snot from the snot bubble? Sounds like a plan. Well, I would hope not. Alright, so we've got our objectives. We're gonna head to Molly's room first, because there is an additional thing I want to show off there. Incidentally, Molly's area is also where Roboheart is located, but we'll actually seek Roboheart out when we actually want to fight her. But, once again, we are taking the raft. You can take the hatches back to the end of their respective areas, but those are actually far away from the enemies you need to kill, so not a good idea. Now, of course, for Molly, we just have to go slay a Robo-Worm. But the tube here, last time we were here, it had a Humphrey blocking it off. It's open now. And it's Boss's Boss Rush. This is a new business set up by Boss. It allows us to fight souped up versions of all the main story bosses in the game, up to Humphrey himself, and starting with the what was his name? The Elder Sprout? I always forget his name. You know what? I got the foes facts here. I feel like burning some time in this video, so let's just check that out. And also another chance to show off my nice filled out foe facts journal. Got all the regular enemies in the game. Ye Old Sprout, that was it. Well, let's talk to boss. Sounds like fun. Yes, I am, but not right now. Yeah, I feel like we should power up a little bit. Let's talk to Basil and Mari over here. Yeah, I'm sure we can handle it, and honestly, we probably could beat it right now, but why rush the boss rush? Now, one other very important thing about the boss rush, yes, Hero is very pretty, is that we've got a mailbox here that sells among the best healing items in the game, and all of the emotion controlling items, plus some stuff that we can't get anywhere else, like the big rubber band and dynamite. So, pretty cool. I'm gonna actually buy some whole chickens ahead of time, just in case we need them at all. Don't want to spend too much on items just yet, because we do have quite a bit in commission fees for both statues and Rococo, and I'm gonna have to start grinding at some point to get the money for all of those. Alright, so we want to do Robo-Worm, and actually, you know what? I can at least show off where Robo-Heart is, because this will actually take us on the way there. So, we'll just take the designated teleporters. We'll kill this worm. And yeah, it's no need to cut this out since we're getting something from it anyway. We thoroughly outclass this thing at this point, so nothing to worry about. And for defeating it, get a scrap medal. Now, that actually reminds me, one thing I forgot to show off. As you can see, Omori's knife has turned rusty. Still has some pretty potent cutting power, but like the description said, ain't what it used to be. If only we could get a replacement for it. And this is where Robo-Heart is located. It's honestly a very unintuitive location for her. I actually had to look that up when I was trying to find her in my own game, because I wasn't sure where she was. If you remember, when she flew off, well, you know, she flew off, I actually assumed she was going to end up in, like, the junkyard or somewhere, so I was looking around those areas, and nope, she's still in Humphrey. Kind of confusing, honestly. Alright, next up, we want to get that rat meat for Marina, so we can just quickly detour into her area. Fortunately, like the Robo-Worms, we don't have to travel too far of a distance to get to the lab rats. Alright, through the door. But yeah, there's most of the post-game content focused in Humphrey is of course the bosses, and they are among the toughest challenges we have to face in this game. Alright, here we go. And yeah, I better, I'm gonna have just go all out on offense here. I got my juice, I may as well use it. But yeah, the bosses here are the game's super bosses, particularly the boss rush and Perfect Heart. That lab rat went down really quickly. Perfect Heart is the game's ultimate super boss, and if you don't have a good loadout and a plan of attack for defeating her, you're going to lose in relatively short order once she gets serious. But that'll be for when we get there, and I'll definitely want to level grind my characters up to 50, because we're actually way behind on levels. I was kind of overestimating how much experience we'd get from the various bonus bosses we fought so far. Wasn't as much as I thought. However, I'm definitely going to ram into the level cap when I start my money grinding, so that'll take care of itself. And I definitely want to take care of all the commissions before we get to the super bosses. As you can imagine, all the commissions do have achievements for completing them. Since this Let's Play is meant to double something like a guide, figure I should show off actually completing those things, even though I have the achievements myself, so I don't necessarily need to 100% the game anymore. The only thing left on my achievement list for this route is I actually have to complete the foe facts journal. Like I said, this is a very good time to address this, is that in the video for fighting the Unbred twins, I mentioned that you couldn't do sacrifices after you defeated them. Well, as of version 1.05, which dropped like, I don't know, just a few hours after I finished recording that video. They changed that, and you can now sacrifice things after defeating the unbred twins, so you're not completely hosed on your journal if you didn't remember to sacrifice the things. I did update my video with a comment that I pinned, just mentioning that, so it doesn't confuse anybody watching after the fact, but this is a good spot to mention it also. And boy, the snot bubbles are still annoying, but we've defeated all the enemies that we needed to, and we've got all the materials that we need. Alright, now I'm gonna just go check something to satisfy a personal curiosity, and this will, if I'm still able to get this dialogue, it'll confirm my WTF value for me, so I'm just gonna go check that out. I will cut when we hit the screen transition. Sadly, attempting to satisfy my curiosity turned out to be a wash. The dialogue I was hoping for was not there. There's a very special piece of dialogue you can get from one of the air conditioning Humphreys if you have a WTF value of 13, but sadly, I do not have that. Alright, well, take these in order. Let's visit Molly. Alright, what's she gonna do? I'm guessing make herself a robot body. I gotta say, I'm impressed that she's able to even do that without a body. Looks a little bulky. Yeah, my sentiment exactly. Oh, okay. High heels, huh? Now, what do those do? Well, it's a special accessory, obviously. Let's just check out the effect. I actually don't remember if these are worth using or not. Let's see, the high heels, attack plus 10, speed minus 10? That's... I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile trade-off. Besides, we've got, as you can see, Aubrey's red ribbon is almost as good and actually gives her a benefit in addition to the attack increase. Now we'll hand off the rat meat to Marina. And she just kind of Frankensteins a body for herself, but it looks pretty similar to what she had before. Not bad. Well, at least we were able to help somebody out. Now are you going to give us a reward? Yes, Marina. You're getting this. And we get a finger! Well, thank you. Got anything else to say? You have an interesting idea of what constitutes an experiment. Well, let's take a look at the finger. I definitely don't remember what this does. Let's see, attack plus 10, defense minus 5, and starts angry. That might not be terrible for Aubrey, but I still prefer the red ribbon. Do not feel like penalizing myself just to get minor bonuses. Although I will say the defense debuff is probably more manageable than the speed one. And with Snot, she just kind of molds herself a body. I guess that explains why she's green. You're a little too pleased by that. Not sure what improvements Snot affords you, but okay. Now this is different. She doesn't give us a charm, she gives us the mystery potion. What the heck does that do? Now, we can't actually drink this with Hiro in the lead. It has to be Omori, and only Omori can drink it. Now, it goes into your important items, and what does the mystery potion do? If I can find it. Or, no, I think it's in toys, actually. There it is. Can only be used underwater. Alright, well, let's give it a shot. Omori, you got pigtails. Seem to have grown a skirt over your shorts. And this is Girl Omori. From what I understand, early in the game's development, it was originally going to be a thing that you could pick Omori/Sunny's gender, but I guess they quickly realized that that would double the amount of art assets that they'd have to create for Omori and Sunny, and probably necessitate some dialogue rewrites in places, and that's just way more effort for a game that already spent like 6 years in development. So I guess this concept never really got past the make some sprites phase of it. So you can use the mystery potion to see what those sprites would have looked like. As for anything else regarding Omori, there are no additional assets. As you can see, Omori's portrait is still the same. If you look at a mirror, the potion undoes itself, and like the game said, the potion only works underwater, so as soon as we leave Deep Well, we'll just revert back to regular old boy Omori. But that's pretty much everything we can do here outside of fighting. So we'll come back when we're good and prepared for fighting. And this time around, we're going to leave Humphrey. We're just going to take the shortcut back to Last Resort, because we got to just hike our way across the Endless Highway. Suppose we could also... I got a little bit of time left in this video. Yeah, actually quite a bit after I cut out the traveling portions. So we can check to see if our statue is done. And get work started on another one. There are a couple of things that can actually be done as Girl Omori, though not much. The most notable one, which we'll actually be able to see in Last Resort here, just a little bit of an Easter egg. As you can see, Girl Omori can enter the girls' bathroom and take Aubrey with her. Well, thank you, Mirror. We already saw that. But nothing else is doing here. Alright, and I guess I could just do this. Yeah, the potion wore off, and Omori's back to normal. Totally not because they just didn't have a picture drawn for a hypothetical Girl Omori. There is actually some concept art available of what Girl Omori / Sunny would look like, but that's about as far as it was taken. Alright, let's see if the statue is done. We kind of messed around for a bit, went into a new area. And yes, actually, looking pretty good, Omori. I wonder if other characters have different comments on it. No, it's always just from Omori's perspective. Another lost opportunity there. Alright, well, let's get another one going. Yeah. Make one of Aubrey. Just go down the list. Suppose it would be fairer to do one of Kel next since he's Hero's brother, but Aubrey just happened to be at the top. Alright, but we got that started. Now, we gotta make our way to the Abyss. So, let's just head on out of here. Yeah, honestly, I kind of wish more was done with Hero being the owner of Last Resort. Just kind of underwhelming that the only thing you can do is get the statues commissioned. I mean, that's a cute little quest and all, but still. Oh, that was quick. He's only had this for like, I mean, how long has this recording been going? Like 30 minutes? Okay. Man, Hero's so good that he can just turn businesses around right away. But yeah, we'll just take the taxi back, and once again, head to the end of the underwater highway. Now what awaits us in Abyss? Oh, it's a fairly interesting place. It doesn't have any Mari's Picnics, though it does have save points. And the enemies there, well, perhaps it's just better I save that for when we actually get into the place. Oh yeah, just as a quick side note, should be another, yep, this spinning squizzard right here, you can't talk to it, can't interact with it, can't fight it. That is another WTF related thing. The first time I played this game, I actually had a high enough WTF value that it was there, and I seriously thought my game was glitching out, because you just can't do anything with it, and I didn't notice it until after I had already fought some squizzards. But let's take the hitchhiker up on his offer. Alright, take us there. Now, we're actually going to want to tag Omori into the front of the group, for a reason that'll become apparent right away. That title card, something about it just looks a little off. Wonder what the deal with that is. But as you can see, this is where all of our black space keys have been amassing, and we do in fact have all but one of them. If you saw on the pan down, the very last key is here, the Z key, right past the end of the Endless Highway. Well, let's take it. Now, I guess this constitutes losing the puzzle, which kind of not a big deal after we already completed it. But, looks like it's gonna just draw it out for us now. Huh? What the?